Hello, Kyleen Sherwood. I am a Silver Premier with Perfectly Posh, and today I'm talking to you about 3 things that you can do to be more intentional and more focused in your Facebook posts. So a lot of us get on Facebook and it's a lot of fun. Most of us have probably grown up on it or at least have gotten really used to it in the last 5 or 10 years because it's pretty much a staple of our current society, right? Everybody's on Facebook. So when you're using it for business, though, it's important to be a little bit more intentional and directed in how you're posting. I'm not going to go into a ton about branding, but I do think it's very important to nail down and kind of focus in on what your brand message is. And long story short, your brand message is what you make people feel every time they interact with you or your brand. So it's not logos or necessarily colors or any of that. While that all helps communicate a brand message, your brand message really is like, what do people think about me and feel when they're leaving an interaction with me? So everything you post on Facebook needs to kind of come back through and be filtered through that lens. So top 3 tips that I have for doing this. 1 would be to post personal posts. So yes, we are Perfectly Posh and we want to share all these amazing deals that Posh puts out all the time for our customers, and these products are awesome. But people want to know you, and the point of social media is for connection and relationship. So my number 1 tip would be use social media to create relationships. First and foremost, above everything else, you're using this for relationships. So make interactive posts, even on your business page in your VIP group. Post things that people can interact. Ask open-ended questions at the end of your posts so that you can get some engagement and get to know the people in your groups or on your page. That way you know better how to interact with them and serve them as a consultant too. So number 2, I would say to use hashtags, which may seem silly because it's Facebook, not Instagram, and everybody knows you use hashtags on Instagram, but that feature is on Facebook too. So key to using hashtags, I did put some here, and these are a great example of the kinds of hashtags you should be using. Big problem we run into when we use hashtags. People will post a picture, say, of their coffee from Starbucks, and they will hashtag Starbucks, coffee, caffeine, vanilla latte. That's great, but those are not going to attract your target. So what you want to do is be intentional with your hashtags too. Be thinking about that. So for me, my brand, I like for people to feel uplifted and empowered and inspired. So instead of posting all about my coffee in hashtags, I might put hashtag motivation, hashtag inspired, hashtag smile. Those have nothing to do with coffee or Perfectly Posh, but that's communicating my brand message. And if somebody is typing into the search bar that they need some inspirational quotes that day, my post might pop up. So be very, very aware of the hashtags you're using. And then number 3 would be to post promotional and sales posts from Perfectly Posh, but to do it in a ratio of 1 to 10. So for every 10 personal posts, then you can put in a sales or promotional post. And what that does is that just makes people engage with you and relate with you. And you're really getting to know people and they're getting to know you, so that when you do post those sales posts, people are actually reading what you're putting out there. So those would be my top 3 tips for being a little more intentional on Facebook. Definitely be honing in. We don't want to be doing a shotgun approach at a bullseye. We want to be sniper shooters aiming at the bullseye so that we can hit at least on the target every single time. We want a good return on investment. We're spending time on Facebook for our businesses, so we want it to be a return on investment. And the best way to do that is to be intentional. So number 1, build relationships. Use social media as a relationship platform. Every single post you do should be open-ended and encourage a dialogue with your customers. Number 2, use hashtags and make sure those hashtags are relevant to your target and not necessarily about yourself or what is in the post. And then number 3 would be to post sales and promotional posts 1 time for every 10 personal posts, and make sure that people are really engaging with you so that they are there and present to read those sales posts when you do them. So that is 3 quick tips for Facebook and being more focused and intentional. Have fun and let me know how it works for you.